It is Sunday, October 10th, 2021, and on this week's edition of Sunday Sofatime, I'm going to take on the seemingly impossible task of arguing why I think the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser experience at Walt Disney World is not too expensive. Hello again, everybody. You know, last week there was no Sofatime. I uploaded another daily vlog from the Celebrity Apex cruise, which was really just a fantastic cruise. I hope you're enjoying those videos. And thank you so much for the feedback that I've gotten on those so far. And also, the last time I kind of sat down here, I was still posting videos from the river cruise, and I've gotten some really great feedback about that as well, and a lot of people writing that now they're really interested in a river cruise too, so I guess I'm doing a good job. And lately I've been getting so many really positive comments and people writing that they can't believe that I don't have more subscribers and more views. And you know, the thing is, of course, I would like to reach more people and help more people and entertain more people. But on the other hand, it's also kind of cool to be like the small boutique travel and cruise channel. You know, the one that only the cool inside people really know about and watch. So if you're here watching this now,
you're one of those people. Welcome.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you will have heard of the Galaxy's Edge areas at Disneyland in California and in the Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World in Florida. These are like lands in theme parks that transport you to Star Wars, basically. If you or your children or anyone you know are fans of the Star Wars franchises, this is like, up until March of next year, this will be the closest that you can get to feeling like you are part of the Star Wars universe. If you're like me and had lightsaber fights with your friends when you were kids and tried to move things using the Force, then these are like the mecca of playing Star Wars. You know, you can't get any closer to like the fantasy world of actually being there than this. I've been to Galaxy's Edge in Florida twice now. I have ridden the Smuggler's Run attraction where you get to pilot the Millennium Falcon. I have experienced the Rise of the Resistance attraction, which you can't really describe what it is. It's a bunch of different things all together, and they're just fantastic.
Have you noticed my enthusiasm for these things?
But over the last half a year, Disney has announced a lot of changes and things that are going away. And these are things that people have really gotten used to and really enjoy, and that really heightened the guest experience and made Disney, you know, what it is. These were things that, at least for me, I always thought, yes, okay, Disney is expensive, but I'm getting this and this and this and this included, so it kind of all works out. But now that Magic Bands are gone, the dining plan is gone, the Magical Express is disappearing, the Fast Pass system is changing into something that you have to pay for, the list goes on and on and on, and the ticket prices are still going up, I just have to say, it's getting too expensive. And one of the most ridiculous things that they've announced are the prices for this Star Wars Galactic Cruiser experience. Star Wars Galactic Cruiser experience? What is that? When they first announced it, people just thought, okay, well, this is just gonna be a hotel that's themed like Star Wars. Cool, but okay. But now that we know, I would say, probably 90% of the details of what this is like, and you soon will be able to book it, and we know it's going to be opening in the spring of 2022. They've also posted itineraries of what may happen on board and the prices. Oh my gosh, the prices. Now we know that it's so much more than a hotel. It is like a 2.5-day completely interactive experience where people, like I described earlier, who loved to play Star Wars can get like the most intense, the most interactive, immersive Star Wars experience offered anywhere
in the world.
Or in the galaxy, depending on how you look at it. When I saw the prices, First of all, I got really upset, and then I got confused, and I thought it was a joke. Let me just tell you, in case you don't know already, the experience is for 2 nights. It's like 2.5 days or around 2 days of experience. And if you're gonna have 2 people in your cabin, it's gonna cost you $4,809. These are not the prices you're looking for.
These are not the prices we're looking for.
$4,809. That's almost $5,000 for 2 nights. And yeah, when you hear me saying it like that and talking about it like this, you might be thinking, okay, well then why is he gonna argue that this isn't too expensive? And we're still talking about a lot of money. I'm not saying that I don't think this is a lot of money. I'm just trying to create a discussion about the comparison of how much different forms of live entertainment cost. I have a plan and I'm getting to it. And in order to try to convince you that this is not too expensive, I have to go into the details of what you're gonna get and then compare it to something else. So let's get into the details. On this sample standard cabin rates that Disney had posted, you can see down here in the fine print, and I'll just read it to you so you don't have to strain your eyes. The price is based on a cabin room at the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser. The number of packages available is limited, blah, blah, blah. All packages are a 2-night experience, and it includes entry to Disney's Hollywood Studios for 1 day on day 2 of your experience. This admission ticket expires at midnight, so I'm gonna skip that part. The package also includes 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 2 dinner meals per guest, with gratuity included for dinners, which is, I think those are the only table service meals. It includes 1 quick service meal consisting of 1 entree and either 1 non-alcoholic beverage, or if you're over 21, 1 alcoholic beverage per guest. And kids also get a combo meal, and the entertainment and experiences on board are subject to change without notice or liability. Okay, so that's like the core of it. It's 2 nights, 1 day of theme park tickets to one of the best theme parks in the world, and basically all your meals. And like I said, now we know that it's more than just the hotel. It's the hotel, it's the meals, and it is a lot of live immersive entertainment. And if we look at this sample itinerary of what could be happening during the days, that, explains it in a little more detail. So you see it says, for example, on day 1, you arrive at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You take a launch pod to the Star Cruiser, which is some kind of simulator ride that you can only ride if you book this hotel, so it's a very exclusive ride included. Then there's a ship orientation, light refreshments, which is, drinks and a snack probably. Then there's sabak lessons, and I don't remember what sabak is. Star Wars fans out there, can you please remind me? Then there's the muster drill. You see, it's very cruise related. The captain's reception, dinner featuring live music, the Outer Rim regalia. Who knows what that is? Sounds like some kind of race or show. Then there's an unexpected story moment. It says here, for example, you might prove your mettle to join an elite smuggling ring or hide a stowaway to help the resistance. It says that's from 7:30 to 8, and what I'm assuming and expecting this is, or to be, is some kind of interactive show where a couple passengers at a time have a private character experience, including live animation and live characters. If you've ever been to an experience like the London Dungeon or any of the dungeons here in Hamburg or Amsterdam or wherever, or Shrek's Adventure, or like Alice Underground in London, then you'll know what I assume this kind of live entertainment is gonna be like. It's where you're not just sitting in a seat watching a show happen. It's where you meet people who treat you as if you are part of the show, and you have to help them also accomplish some kind of task. I love this kind of entertainment, and when you look at the amount of detail that Disney seems to be putting into this. I think it's gonna be amazing. So the night ends with bridge training and then some kind of special atrium entertainment, which is also live entertainment in this Star Wars experience. The next morning begins with breakfast. Remember, that's included in the price. Transport shuttle to Batuu, which is the planet where the Star Wars land in the theme park is located. Then it looks like you are basically shuttled on or fast passed on to Rise of the Resistance, which I'm just gonna say, in my experience, is the best theme park attraction experience anywhere. After that, there's some kind of story moment again where you're gonna broker a deal for a heist or arrange to steal a ship from the First Order. And if that's gonna be happening in Batuu, in Galaxy's Edge universe, that just makes it even more, I keep using the word immersive, but like I said, I mean, playing lightsabers with like broomsticks in the backyard is one thing, but like being in these billion-dollar sets built by Disney to make you believe that you are actually there, I want to do it so bad. And then it looks like you're smuggled right onto the Millennium Falcon to fly that. Then you've got lunch at Docking Bay 7, also included. Transport back to the Star Cruiser, lightsaber training, then a droid racing competition. You can build a model ship, Sabak tournament again, cocktails at the Sublight Lounge, taste around the galaxy dinner, which is probably going to be amazing. Then another story moment where it says you can put the heist plan into action or bring the stolen ship aboard and watch out for the First Order. Another one of these, interactive show kind of experiences that I just think are gonna be amazing. And then on the final evening at 10 o'clock, there is some kind of spectacular finale. And at the moment, we can only speculate what this is gonna be. If it's gonna be some kind of like virtual fireworks show, maybe that you see out of the gigantic windows in the cockpit of the Galactic Cruiser, or if it's going to be some kind of really awesome, like fighting Star Wars show inside another part of the ship. Who knows?
I want to find out so bad.
Then on the final morning, you get your final breakfast, which is also included in the price, and you launch back down to Earth at 9:30, and then it's all over. Then you say goodbye to the Galactic Cruiser and at least 4,809 Earth dollars. One thing I'm interested right now is if you hadn't heard of this already, or if you had heard of it and, at this point in the video with the information that I've just given you, you might, like I said, you might have known it already, or it might be new for you. What is your impression right now? Is that price justified or is it too expensive? Because now I'm gonna get to the part where I try to explain to you why I don't think it's necessarily too expensive when you compare it to other things. But before I do that, let me just really quickly remind you that there's a couple ways that you can help support the very unofficial travel guides, these videos that I do every week. They're free for you here on YouTube, and there's some things that you can do to help me out. They're all listed in the description below. One of them is sign up for audible.com. You can literally sign up for a free month, cancel right away, and I still get a little bit of goodies. I'm also partnering with a website that will help you organize your international travel coming up. Travel has gotten kind of complicated now with all the stipulations and regulations, and there's a website called iVisa that will help you with all that. Also in the description below. Go down there and click the link just to check it out. And other than that, of course, if you go way down in the description, you can see a link to my Amazon affiliate store where for qualified purchases, I also get a little bit in return. Okay, back to the video. As we dive into this argument, or as I dive into this argument of why I think that it's not necessarily too expensive, I want to remind you again that this 2 days, 2.5 days at Disney in the Galactic Cruiser is a form of entertainment. It's not just a hotel. It's not just meals. You are going to be surrounded by live performers for a large portion of the time who are actors playing a role and putting on a show for you. And where else can you go and see live actors putting on a show for you? They say the neon lights are bright on. Yes, Broadway. Broadway and London's West End are probably, the most famous places where people who are fans of live entertainment on stage, of watching people tell stories on stage, go to. I don't have to tell you how much of a fan of musicals I am. That's how I made my living for most of my life. And Marcus and I both just love live entertainment. And what I want to show you now is how much it would cost you to go to New York and spend as much time watching musicals, basically, as you are going to be in this Star Wars universe at the price of the hotel and the food to it, if you consider that Star Wars is like the thing right now. You know what I mean? Like, it is the most, like one of the most popular brands at the moment and has been for how many years. Then I think it's only fair if we compare the price of this Star Wars experience to the most popular musicals at the moment. And we're gonna look at what it would cost to see 2 musicals a day, because these musicals are only 3 hours long, right? So that's only like 6 hours of entertainment, whereas in the Disney experience, it's like from the moment you arrive until the moment you leave, you are going to be surrounded by the entertainment. So when we break down like the hours that the fun is happening, let's just get into it. I just went to Ticketmaster and looked at what are the most popular Broadway musicals at the moment. 6, which is the story of Henry VIII and his 6 wives. 6 wives, gee. Heterosexual people, can't you just settle down with one person? Ticketmaster can be kind of confusing because they also do resales now, so you might, if you're looking for tickets like next week, you're gonna click on it and think that those are like official tickets, but it's actually somebody reselling them. So I went up into February of 2022 to see if I could get like official new tickets and just looked for a date here, February 10th, 8 p.m. show. And you see here, the best seats are $279 per person plus fees. And, the Ticketmaster fees and the theater restoration fees and stuff like that, I couldn't get that far because I'm out of the country. But let's just say that that's $300 per person per ticket. So let's say you went to the matinee of 6, that's $600 for that, for both of you. Then I also looked at Hamilton, which is the story of Alexander Hamilton. You guys are gonna freak out when I tell you that I still haven't watched it. But this is probably the most popular show right now, and you can see the best seats are $399. So, including fees, let's just say $400, right? So that's gonna be $800 for both of you to see Hamilton then that evening. So already, just to see those 2 musicals, to be entertained from, 3 until 6, and then from 8 until 11 during the day, you're gonna be paying $700 per person to be in the best seats. And I know you can get cheaper seats, but that's not a fair comparison, because at Disney, it's gonna be in your face. You are gonna be part of it. It's like everybody has the best seats. And so I only think it's fair to compare it to what the best seats on Broadway cost for the most popular shows, and this is it. It's between $300 and $400. So let's say $700 for 6 hours of entertainment on day 1. But now you have to remember, at Disney, the food is included. So let's just play around with some costs for food here. Let's just say that you're gonna spend $50 per person for dinner, which for dinner and an appetizer and an alcoholic drink, which is included by Disney, is probably pretty conservative for New York prices. And then let's say you went to, I don't know, get a burger and fries and a drink for lunch. So that's $20 per person for lunch. And then if you go to Starbucks for breakfast, get a large coffee and, a bagel or something, that's also gonna cost you what, like $15 at least, right? So that brings us to $785 per person for only 6 hours of entertainment and the meals, but we don't have a hotel yet. Here's another thing where, of course, the prices in New York very greatly. You can find a pretty nice hotel in a good location for, around $200 a night, depending on what season you're going. But the question is, what can you compare to this like one-of-a-kind experience? This hotel where you're going to be staying in Florida, there's only one of them. You can't experience it anyplace else. Anytime there's something that's that exclusive, that's that special, it always comes with a premium price, always. And so I kind of feel like we have to categorize this in a luxury price range. And I'm just gonna say that our hotel in New York, to be at a comparable level, is gonna be around $300 a night, which also might be really conservative. So that's another $150 per person, and that's gonna bring us to $935 per person. $935 per person, including hotel, the best seats for two of the best shows, which is only gonna be around 6 hours of entertainment, and the food. And you guys know I'm terrible at math, but I'm gonna go through this slowly and try to add up a price here. So that's $935 per person. So we need to do times 2 for 2 people, then times 2 for 2 days. So that brings us up to $3,740 for 2 days of 2 musicals a day and all those meals. And then we still need to add breakfast on the last day, so let's add another, $25 for breakfast for both people. And that brings us to $3,765, which of course is still less than Florida, but you're also getting less because these musicals are limited periods of time. And in the Star Wars experience, it is the entire time. You are surrounded by it the entire time. So, if we divide the hours up in a way, it's still a pretty comparable price. Then when we add to that one of them takes place in squeaky clean, beautiful Disney World where the weather is pretty much always fantastic, and the other one takes place in disgusting, stinky New York City, I think that also adds sort of a factor to it. And that's my argument. You could pay, around $3,800 for 2.5 days of fun in New York, or you can pay $4,800 for 2.5 days of fun
in a galaxy far, far away.
What do you think? How does it add up? Does that make sense to you? Is it still too expensive? I just wanted to make the point that for live entertainment of the highest quality, you're gonna spend a lot of money no matter where it is. And then when you think of what it is you're actually gonna get and how much of it you're gonna get, if you compare it to other things, the Galactic Cruiser experience is a lot of money, but it's not a lot more than other things. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And speaking of comments, now comes the time on Sunday Sofatime where I comment on your comments live on air. Last week there was no Sofatime, but the week before there was a Sofatime. We talked about the magic carpet feature on the Celebrity Edge, this really interesting thing that goes up and down on the side, and these comments are on that video. The first one is from Craig Waitman. Craig writes, the downside of the magic carpet on Celebrity Apex, or the Edge, is the balcony cabins on that side lose their privacy because of that bar. And yes, I didn't even think of that, but yeah, if you have a balcony on that side of the ship, anybody who's on the magic carpet can look directly onto your balcony. Huge minus points, actually, and I'm glad that we were on the other side of the ship, although, I don't know, is it also sort of a cool thing to be able to see this, like, go right past your cabin? Meh. Next comment is from Bill Cook. Bill writes, what is it? It's a place to go and crank up the Steppenwolf. I don't get that. Can somebody explain that to me? I know that Steppenwolf is a band, but did they have a song called Magic Carpet? Final comment is from Two Crazy Birds, very creative name. I love your videos, Morgan. I don't know why you don't have more subscribers. I've seen a lot of vloggers on these celebrity ships and no one has shown the magic carpet like you did. Being from Australia, where we remain in stupid lockdown, I will continue to vicariously cruise through your vlogs. Well, thank you so much. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I wish I had more subscribers too. Sometimes I don't understand it either, but it's also kind of cool to be like the small secret guy. Don't forget to check out some of those links in the description below. Even if you're not really interested, clicking on them also helps. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.